Westbrook a letter grade for his performance, please.
Skip, I gave him a B-, and because I think the thing is he's very, very frustrating. And you have to, basically what I'm starting to learn, and this is the first time that he's actually been on a team that I actually root for, is that I'm learning to accept the good with the bad. Knowing that he's going to do some really good things, but he's going to make some really, really boneheaded plays. And you're just going to have to be accepting of that, Skip, because I look at him, the two big shots down the stretch was as big a shots that he's made since he's been in this uniform. But then I look at the jumping in the air under the basket with no one to pass the ball to, nowhere to go with the basketball, turning it over in that situation, throwing the ball off. He's standing right next to AD. He throws the ball off his head, and he turns the ball over. Taking a bad three at the end of regulation when you got Carmelo standing right there at the top of the key, and I'm definitely going to trust Carmelo in that situation more than I'm going to trust Russ. Yep. But as I said, Skip, the 25 points, the 14 assists, the 12 rebounds, that's undeniable. But he also had 8 turnovers in that situation. So maybe the game would have not even been this close had Russ done a better job of taking care of the basketball. Yep. So I gave him a B-, knowing now, after watching him, I've seen enough to know. Shannon, don't get your blood pressure up. This is who Russ is. Russ is going to make some plays. You're like, wow, that was good, Russ. And Russ is going to make some plays. You're like, damn, Russ, what the hell are you thinking? And so that's where I am, Skip. I gave him a B-, but I got to take something positive. I got to get something positive out of this. So I thought he played well when he needed to play well, which was in the fourth quarter. But, man, them turnovers, Skip. And a lot of these turnovers are just, like, unnecessary because they're so casual. The guy's standing right there in front of him, and he throws the ball trying to get it to AD. And the guy just sticks his hands up and just takes it out there. I'm like, Russ, really? You're not going to fake it up and then bounce it? But that's what I gave him, Skip.
Shannon Sharp, Russell Westbrook, now your point guard of your Los Angeles Lakers, the Kings Los Angeles Lakers, that Russ is going to take a couple of years off your life because he's going to cause you a lot of sleepless nights. He's going to cause you a lot of angst and soul-searching, gnashing of teeth. He's going to force you to come in here a number of mornings going forward this year and hang your head and say, I just don't know what to do with him, because nobody knows what to do with him, because he is simply the greatest, awfulest player any of us have ever seen. Because it is great awful. But in the end, he's a solo act of a stat machine, and it's all-time great on both counts. Solo act, stat machine. He is a cinch first-ballot Hall of Famer because he has averaged triple-doubles for the last 5 years, and I'm not going to be surprised if he pulls it off again this year because he's already up to 19 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. Yes. And if I just read you the numbers just off the top of my head, off this box score, you would say, man, he did that? 25, 12, and 14. But then there's another category called turnovers, and it went to 8. 8? He is running away with the NBA lead in turnovers because he's now all the way up to 64. He and James Harden have played the same, 12 games each. Russ has 64, and in second place in turnovers is James Harden with 56. He leads by 8 turnovers through 12 games.
5 a game.
That's horrendously bad. It's over 5 a game. So when I'm trying to give him a grade, if I start with floor generalship, with orchestrating, with quarterbacking, I'm like an F+. I might give him a plus because he did have the high number of assists. Right. But all the rest of it, and the clutch shot making, and just how hard he plays and getting that many rebounds, I would give him an A- for that part of his basketball game. And so I'm trying to average it out to a C+. He's hard to live with. He's hard to win with. He's hard to overcome. But he does so much great that in the end you sit back and say, yeah, but. It's constantly, yeah, but. Right. And the buts last night happened 8 times. If we could please see in order Russ's turnovers from last night, just for those who might not have stayed up late enough to digest them. Russ's turn. What? Russ, careful. Just careful. What was that? That'd get a lot of players yanked. What was that? That's just wild, out of control Russ. Russ. What? What, Russ? Come on. You're better than that. You're way better than that.
But again, leaving his feet.
Leave your feet up in the air without a plan.
That's the one he hit AD inside the head with.
The head. God. What are you doing, Russ? Russ, this is overtime. That's the other overtime turnover.
Yeah, because he had two.
And that was the worst one of all, and it was the last one, and it kept Miami afloat in overtime and gave me pause because I thought the Heat are going to steal this game because Westbrook has gone Westbrook with his passing. He is now the president of the Bricklayers Union here in Los Angeles, and it also trickles into turnovers because he has brick turnovers. I don't know what possesses him.
Yeah, he might be the greatest brick mason of all time.
He is the greatest of all time.
But here's the thing. You say it's frustrating for me. How frustrating do you think it is as a player on the court with him? It's kind of like playing with Tony Romo. I guess you can imagine, and now he's a better player than Tony Romo. But Skip, you know Tony Romo can do things great, but you know you just you're holding, you're gritting your teeth, you're holding on by the seat of your pants that, is he going to turn? Is this the play that he turns it over?
Yep.
Is this the play that he fumbles? Is this the play that he throws the pick? And that's how it is with Russ. I'm looking at him. I mean, one more, like my grandfather used to tell me and my brother, boy, y'all good and terrible. Because we would do something good and then we turn around and do something do something bad. He said, boy, y'all good and terrible.
Right.
So for me, and that's Russ. He'll do something. You're like, okay, Russ done figured it out. But he starts, Skip, in the first quarter, he gonna give you at least 2 turnovers right off the rip to let you know that he's still Russ and I'm gonna turn this ball over. But the turnovers that he's getting, Skip, they're so, I mean, you would think a professional, a pro at his level wouldn't do the jump up in the air under the basket, the jump up in the air in the corner. And like, where you going? You don't leave your feet without shooting the basketball or knowing where you're going to go. He jumps up in there and has no idea. He's like, I figured out once I'm up here.
I'm losing track. What year are we in now? Is this 12th or 13th year for Russ?
Nah, Russ got to be in year like 14.
13, 14, whatever.
Yeah.
No one has ever held him accountable for these turnovers because he has always covered them up with high assists. Yeah, with triple doubles.
With triple doubles, yeah.
Okay, so could we now see the shots that he missed last night, because he did miss 12 shots, if we could see those in order, because he made a lot of good ones and he made a couple of clutch ones. But let's see what started happening to the Westbrooking. What is that? That's like a right-handed layup that he missed. Missed a tip shot there. Missed another drive shot. Missed a little dunk. Yep.
I don't count the little tip.
On that one, wide open from the corner, I said there's no way on that. He tried the bank and it wasn't open. Little turnaround, and that's an air ball.
That was air ball.
Yeah, nothing but air. And there's another jumper that looked good when he went up, and then it's back iron, and then it's a left-hand. He's left-handed by birth, and he missed that, and that's a wide-open dare-you 3 from the top.
He was trying to bank that one, Skip.
Another bank, and that was nothing but glass. That hit nothing but glass. Then bang, bang. And as we showed before, we might as well show it one more time. How about the bank 3 at the end of the third quarter? This one he got away with. This should have been his 13th miss, his lucky 13th miss. And he nearly broke the backboard with that one because he rattled it in off the glass. Okay, so now let's show the 2 clutch shots in the last minute of regulation, because he took my breath away. That's why he's must-see TV, can't look away. Here he is. Bam just dares him to shoot a jumper, and he ripped it.
Yeah,
wow,
and I don't blame Bam.
Russ. I was shocked. And then he takes PJ into the paint and shoots a fadeaway, LeBron-esque, Jordan-esque fadeaway, and made it. The jumper, and that was nothing but net. And then the fadeaway on a really tough defender, and he really took him to the cleaners on that one. And those 2 shots gave them the lead and gave them the lead. Okay, now let's look at the final sequence of regulation. 23.5 seconds left. And let's see what Russ does with the basketball. Did he pass the basketball? Did he give it up? It's the final sequence. The game is
You know good and well Russ was not going to pass this ball.
First Monk goes, and then Melo goes, and Melo really wants this basketball. He is begging for the basketball with his hands up. Russ, I'm hot. I'm 64% at home from 3, and Russ says, nah, I got this. Do you? No, you don't.
No.
So for me, Shannon, I was a huge fan of the Showtime Lakers through the 80s. I covered many of those games at the Fabulous Forum. And this team is even more exciting to watch than that team for all the wrong reasons, because I can't look away because I don't. It's almost like you rubberneck these games because you don't know what crash is about to happen featuring Westbrook.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though, Skip, is that this game, first of all, if they don't shoot like they shot from the 3, they go 18 of 38.
Yep.
They go 50% from the floor. You turn the ball over 22 times, Skip. You go 10 of 16, whether your opponent goes 27 of 35. They made 11 more free throws than you attempted. They made 11 more than you attempted. That's normally a recipe for disaster.
Yep.
And somehow the Heat played just bad enough down the stretch to allow the Lakers to stay connected just long enough and to win this ball game. Because they're looking at this like, guys, we forced 11 turnovers and we lost this ball game. Duncan Robinson missed some easy shots.
He did.
He missed a 3 that was like, and then he running, coming off a pick.
He did.
Falling out of bounds.
Yep.
He makes that one.
Yep.
Tyler Hero couldn't